hose hooked up to a cooling machine. And over the course of your treatment, its temperature would rise and fall regularly. So I guess you didn't die of hypothermia. I don't know.
You wore it while you were having the chemotherapy?
You wear it while you're having chemo.
Okay, but not otherwise?
No, but you have to have it on 30 minutes before chemo's in your veins, and then you have to keep it on for 30 minutes after.
And it holds your hair in, because the hair, the falling out of the hair, actually that will happen. That starts to happen as the chemo goes into you?
Yeah, so, well, no. By the way, I didn't start losing hair till like the 4th treatment, because part of me was like, yay, I'm that guy. It's not going to happen to me.
Hubris.
There you go. The philosophy is that, you know, chemo's indiscriminate. It just targets all the cells, right?
Okay.
And the fastest growing cells are hair and nails. And so that's why you lose your hair. Most chemos get to your hair follicles, and that's that. It just kills them. Now, your cold cap allegedly chills the follicles, brings the temperature, freezes them basically, so that chemo just can't, even if it's surrounding it and it's going there. It
just can't get there.
It can't get in.
Okay.
It can't get in.
I get it.
But what I didn't read.
And how fucking cold is that thing? That it's prevented. It's like freezing your
hair.
It's freezing your follicles on the inside. Like holy shit.
So you can see, I actually wore a lot of clothes. And I had scarves and I had blankets. And the infusion chairs are heated. Okay, so when you go into infusion, you're in a waiting room and they call you and you get weighed, and your drugs are calibrated to the pound. And that's why they weigh you, in case you lost a ton of weight or you even gained some.
They have to have it precise.
They don't mix your chemo until you're there. So then you get called back in after they got the drugs, and they helped me time. They put steroids and Benadryl in me first, but that helps the 30 minutes of when it starts to cool up or down, I guess. That 30 minutes prior to the chemo going in your vein, I would get other drugs. I don't know why that's funny, but that's the stuff that caused me to fucking go crazy. Steroids and Benadryl. And I don't know if you read about my first time, I actually went into shock. I actually was so allergic to my second, my chemo the second time around that my eyes rolled up in my head and I passed out.
Oh no, I don't remember seeing that.
That was a little surprise.
Yeah.
And they had EMTs and everything, paddles, and I came to right away. It was kind of one of, and then I was back. And all these people are standing around like this, and you're like, I was fine until that happened. And I thought, well, I guess they just give me sedatives, and then I get wheeled into some soft bed in the hospital, and I'll just spend the night here. And the nurse chirps, oh, we're gonna stop the drip for now, and when you feel better, we're just gonna start right up. So we'll give that a few minutes. But didn't I almost die? Not a day of her. Almost. But that's every day here.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I had so much Benadryl in my system, was because I was allergic to it. And everybody kind of is, of course. But, I was like, heart stopping. Yeah. Anyway, cold cap chemo, fine print was that a success, it's considered a success if you lose 50% of your hair. But I also didn't read that. And when my hair really started to come out, of course you freak out, but I was also extremely angry and felt incredibly ripped off.
Because you had to wear the stupid hat and you're still losing.
I was taking extreme measures.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. But it did, because instead of being totally bald, I only had to come back from really thin hair. And right now, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Then I was really wondering, insurance doesn't cover it. It's expensive, so not everyone can even do it.
Yeah.
But
May I ask
cold-
how much is that cold cap?
So they charge you by the cycle,
Okay.
and cycles are figured out by your doctor, and every 3 chemos are considered 1 cycle, and I had to pay for 3 cycles, which amounted to $900.
Oh God. Okay. Out of pocket.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can't even donate it, or it's just anyway.
Deb, do you just sort of use it and then you give it back, or you keep it? You buy it?
I called Paxman and I said, okay, I'm done. And I said, can I send it back or donate it to a woman that can't afford it? And they said, unfortunately, we don't have a program like that. And I thought, that's crazy. But what I did is, I know that they would demo that for women considering it at Dana-Farber. So I gave it to them. They took it at Dana-Farber. I don't think they can, I don't know what they did with it. But anyway, yeah, I gave it to Dana-Farber. So Godspeed to anybody that gets my cold cap. But is it cold? It is. It does, like I said, there's a ramping up so you don't like freeze to death quickly. It's like boiling a frog, they say.
Yeah.
Just turn the heat up slowly and finally. That's how it kind of is with that. And then it tapers off. But yeah, it peaks. You can get an ice cream headache. It was more comfortable than I thought. Not comfortable, but I thought it was going to be a lot worse. And it wasn't as bad as you would imagine it to be, I guess. But you're wetting your hair and putting ice on your head. Thank God those chairs were heated. And then you leave. Luckily, the parking garage is underground, but you leave that place with soaking wet hair, February, March. So anyway, yeah, so 9 weeks.
Do you go by yourself, or did your husband go?
All different kinds. I mean, mostly Michael came, and he just stayed on his computer the whole time. I'm like, why are you... So I learned to download movies and bring my iPad, and that's mostly how I spent my time. A few times my girlfriends came.
Okay.
And actually the times that worked best for me is when I went alone.
Because then you don't have to entertain anyone.
It's kind of that, and you actually chatted up more with the nurses, got to know them, and yeah, I guess. And if I felt like just closing you have so much freaking drugs in your system.
Yeah.
I could just do that and not worry about it.
And how long did the chemo go for? Each session?
They give you a chart to tell you exactly what to expect, exactly what's going in your system, and how long it takes. They actually write that all out. I think when you start, they do it super slow. So when you start, and especially with me, because my body flipped out, I was there for like 8 hours.
Oh, God.
And then it kind of tapers down to 4 really quick, and the shortest sessions were 90 minutes.
Okay.
But they have food. They bring you snacks. They wheel around a little cart.
Like what kind of food? And do you have to pay for it?
No.
Okay. So what kind of food are they giving you? Like Lorna Doones? And Fig Newtons.
Like the shittiest chicken salad you would
ever
imagine.
That's rotting. Give it to the chemo patients. They're going to get sick anyway.
Yeah. Give the good chicken salad to the healthy people.
Yeah.
Whatever's rotting, we'll just, give it to those people. Well, I started packing, you learn to pack like you're going on a long flight. You bring your books, you bring movies, you bring snacks.
Yeah.
I actually started bring my own tea bags, and I cannot drink that tea anymore. The smell of it just makes me...
Oh.
It's over for that flavor. I tried. I was like, I can't. I opened the box.
What was the flavor, just out of curiosity?
It was Celestial Seasons.
Mellow Moments.
No, it's the Chemo Moments.
They have
chemo moments. You can find that in the grocery store.
chemo moments? You're kidding.
I know.
Oh, God. It's a big industry. You really don't ever know.
It's a little niche.
Right. It's in the pink box.
The ribbon.
Well, I mean, there's a big idea.
No, it's not really.
No.
No, it was one of those cinnamon. It was like called Bengal Tiger. It was really cinnamon, and it smelled so good. It felt so soothing at the time. But
Yeah. No, it's done.
So anyway, that's what you learn to do, and you get through that day, and you get good at that day, and you know when it's gonna hit. Okay, you know it's gonna hit, and you kind of prep your whole life for that, kind of, and then it still surprises you. You think you got it down, and you don't.
So you did the 2 rounds of the chemo.
They call those courses, right? So 2 courses, right? Separate courses. So here was their thought.
And this is why because you were not taking other school. You were not going to school.
All right.
Sorry.
Did I? Was I taking any class? I did take.
You needed to have some courses.
I did, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny. I thought of that today because I was moving stuff around, and I see a book on weaving. What the hell? Okay, I didn't know. How many classes? That was like 2 or 3, and I don't even know why anyone would pick that up. Do you know how long it takes to weave like this much?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, unless you're planning to take a trip back to the Middle Ages, what's the point?
I did try knitting because I thought that would be a nice supplement to sitting there.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm so bad at it. I'm really bad at it. So I always say, because I've even done other disciplines in art, I'm 2D. If it's 3D, I'm failing. I can't pick 3D things up. I can't. I don't see it. I can't do it.
I guess knitting is 3D, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything 3D, I can't do it.
Yeah.
However, within interior design, I do floor plans all in 2D. I do know the software SketchUp to do 3D, but it's like I don't want to see it 3D.
No models.
Don't do it. I got done. Flat paper. Yeah. So I asked, oh my God, as Wonder Woman, I have freaking made it through 6 rounds of chemo. Why do I have to do 9 fucking more? Tari King said my margins are clear. And they said, my favorite term, presence in the node, they said, it's possible. I did get a PET scan to see if there are other visible tumors in my body, and there weren't. But they said, there could be a stray cell in your toenail. We can't know.
Can you just remove the toenails?
That's just it. They can't see it.
Yeah.
It could be my eyelash. They can't see it. And that's why they hit me again.
Oh, God.
So they hit me hard. And that was a long winter. And it's long because I also hadn't spent winter here in like 9 years.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a bad one, of course. Bad winter all around. And they do close that causeway I told you in storms at high tide. That winter, I remember this week, in 3 days, they closed it 9 times.
Oh, God.
I was trapped. And then, I mean, I really had to be somewhere,
Yeah.
you know? Anyway, they do keep an eye on you in the Farber, and they don't let you go too long. Like, they don't let you go too far down the drain. Starting to spiral and head towards the drain, absolutely, but they don't let you. They watch you. I mean, if you're too sick, they don't go on, or they switch it, or they do something different.
Okay.
And I'll say that has been mostly the case with just about everybody I've ever talked to or met that have done chemo, that they never finished their chemo. And I actually was signed up for 12, and I could only make it to 9.
Okay.
But everybody felt okay with that I had really done enough, and I was probably going to be okay.
So Then after chemo came radiation, or
Yeah. But it was nothing.
Yeah.
No, I can't go on tape saying I did have a little crush on the radiation oncologist. So radiation, which may put the rad back in radiation. So anyway, radiation's every day. And
Okay.
radiation's
For how long?
like
a
3
week?
minutes. Oh, for me
three-
it was 6 weeks.
Every day, 3 minutes, 6 weeks. Oh, God.
Exactly.
You stay in Boston?
Well, that was just it.
Yeah.
In no way in hell I was driving to Brookline every single
Yeah.
day.
No, for 3 minutes.
For 3 minutes.
Can we do 6 minutes today and I don't have to come tomorrow? No, I know it doesn't work that way. Every single day, even weekends?
No, weekends.
Okay.
Okay. Friday and Saturday. I mean, Saturday, Sunday off. But that's when I switched. That's when I went to the cancer center in Danvers because.
Okay.
And I got the blessing. I made sure they gave me a good referral. They wouldn't just let me go to anyone over there. It had to be this guy. And it's like, okay.
Back alley radiation guy.
That radiation guy gives you a good price. They give you a good price. Oh.
Are you good?
I'm good for now, yeah. They've got such a great system, so they give you a little ID so that you never walk in and check in with a receptionist and sit in a waiting room.
Oh, good.
You get a little thing that scans. You scan it, it unlocks the door,
Mm-hmm.
you put your unfashionable top on, and I have never waited, I've only waited once in 6 weeks for more than a few minutes.
Wow.
So I got in, it's a routine, it's like going to work. So I would get dressed. I had kind of a mid-morning appointment, which is one of the reasons I didn't wait a long time. But I had a mid-morning appointment and I'd get dressed, hair, makeup, go to this thing. And I'm at the intersection of Route 128 and 95. And for whatever reason, everyone says, radiation's gonna make you so tired, it stops you in your tracks. I might have had 2 days of that, I don't know. And even then, it wasn't stopping me in my tracks.
Yeah.
The biggest side effect is the money I spent afterwards because I went shopping. Instead of like girl in Marblehead and her enclave bubble and staying in here, I'm on the road. I'm ready for the day. I've got energy, I got my car, and I'm in between 2 freeways in Massachusetts. Well, I left at about 9:30 every morning, and I came home after 5 because I was The side effect? New outdoor furniture in the backyard. I just drive to Boston, and it's funny because you do get this psychology, right? You get in your little town and you run your local errands, and you like go, oh, there's no parking. I don't want to drive that far, and suddenly I was just realizing that I was free of that. I mean, or I was forced in a situation where, well, I'm out anyway.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to the places that I always hesitated about. So I did. Oh. I freaking bought the entire world. There were so many malls.
This house didn't have a stick of furniture before I did radiation.
No, but I was like a size 0, so obviously I need an entirely new wardrobe, which thanks very much is no longer. I can't fit that anymore. But I was just, it was funny. And I kept waiting for that shoe to drop. They kept going, well, we'll manage your fatigue. It's like, somebody needs to manage my credit card. Right. Really, it is not the fatigue that's going to kill me.
My credit card is fatigued.
You met my credit
From
card.
overwork.
You met that, didn't you? Anyway, so I had a field day for whatever reason. I just, and I did get some side effects a little bit, but that maybe it's just relativity speaking, but I was fine for that. And I always look forward to, I saw the oncologist once a week, and of course I had way better makeup that day and outfit, and I was ready for him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still thinking of me to this day. I'm sure he can't get me off his mind. It was a little awkward, you know. Sometimes it's just a little awkward. It was fun though, for me.
And so when was radiation around?
It was exactly. I negotiated this. He had me coming in. My last day was the Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Okay.
And I said, that's freaking cruel. So I get like a 3-day weekend when everyone's like busting out for summer finally in New England after a shitty winter. And I have to come back here for one more zap. I said, I'm not going to do it. He goes, all right. So you ring a bell. Your friend ever tell you that? You ring a bell for when you're done?
You ring a bell in radiation?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand. You're doing it yourself? And then when you feel like you're radiated enough, I feel quite radiant now. Very nice. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're like 30 pounds total.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I have pink hair still. Is that my hair? Oh, no, I think I did. I also bought a pink wig, but, so I think that's my pink wig. Because by then I think I had my hair back. I dyed my hair pink for a while.
You had we get that story of the very, very pricey wig. Is that the one? No.
That's my hair. I dyed it pink.
To match your rosé.
To match my pink ribbons and my...
Yeah.
But yeah, my girlfriend thought that was funny with rosé, yes. I did drink that day. So yes, go ahead, wigs, yes.
You want to take a break? We're at it over an hour. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You had a very fancy wig that you bought. You have a great story. You have a good wig story.
I'll show it to you because...
but then you never wore it.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see it.
But look how good it is. You're seeing me now.
And is this normal hair? Or is it
mine, yeah.
This is your
But it's
thinner or curlier?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's thicker and curlier. What happens is like that's chemo growth. So I have like this layer of hair inside.
Okay.
It's all about this length, and it gives me, just
extra.
Yeah, it gives me
like an extra lift.
Yeah, it does. I have crazy hair,
Yeah.
At first, it was baby chick fuzz, and I couldn't control it. And all summer, it looked so bad. But now it's thicker, and it's come in a little coarser, and I can control it a little more. But just check out. This is not a great picture, but just so you can see how freaking beautiful they make wigs.
Wow.
That is 100% wig, right?
Wow.
It's a normal color.
Yep.
It's kind of my color. It's kind of my haircut.
Yep. No,
almost,
it looks normal.
It's freaky in a way, isn't it, that they can do that? But you have to go to special wig lady to do that.
And this was like a what did you say, like a $5,000 wig?
Oh no, this is about $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. But it did make me feel better.
But
then I couldn't stand wearing it.
Yeah. So why couldn't you stand wearing it?
It's hot and it's itchy.
Okay.
And it's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Zelda isn't. Zelda. Zelda isn't as heavy, and she's not hot, and she's not itchy. And plus, I was so good at putting Zelda on that sometimes when I was in a rush, I put it on while I was driving, like at red lights.
Okay.
That
Yeah, you had to
doing.
Yeah.
And I was pulling on it. I was very self-conscious in it. But I probably would have overcome that if I kept wearing it. But yeah, I'm always, you know. And in the end, I was battling thin hair. I wasn't bald. It might have worked better if I was bald, right? All of that hair.
Yeah.
But thinning hair called for Zelda. And Zelda, we were close. You know, Zelda did the trick, and Zelda felt like air, and Zelda, you know. I probably put Zelda on every day. Anytime I went out in public, I was like, put Zelda on.
I think you talked about this story. I think you gave the story of acquiring Zelda, but I can't. I remember the wig story, but I don't remember the.
No, I don't know if Zelda came from the freaking internet.
I don't think I remember.
Zelda's like $200. And Zelda was like hairpiece number 5 that I hadn't sent back. And I didn't know how to do this. So I finally called the customer service people and said, hi.
These have the same date. That's not good.
See this? It's terrible. You know what's been interesting with my blog is people would, you know, I'd feel strongly about something, or there'd be a little nothing in a piece, and somebody would it would hit. This must happen with your writing. It hits people in different ways, but you also aren't expecting that some people will just really
they'll connect to something that you weren't planning.
No.
Yeah.
And that picture, for somebody that had IBS, she said that really got her. Here's my last day, and that's my bag. That's the Cool Cap bag. That's my last day. That is how it feels. I did try to, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to be size 0 forever. I did try to rock it. I didn't try to hide it. You know?
Yeah.
I wore skin tight leggings. I wore bikinis in Florida on my brief break. I wasn't convinced I looked good, but I knew the culture was sick.
Yeah.
I was gonna
milk it. Show all the bones.
I'm gonna milk it.
Yeah.
Anorexia is
do you see these?
Fully supported.
See these? See this?
Unhealthy weight, fully supported. So I embraced it. I mean, I did feel weak and had no vitality, but
well, much like if you were anorexic, it would be the same. Yeah, that just goes along with not having any for that. In that case, it's not having any nutrition. You know.
In my case, yes, yeah. Absolutely. It just wouldn't stay. By the way, this is what happens if you don't feed the squirrels. They press their genitals against the window.
Did you forget something? Reminder. Those is nuts.
Nuts for nuts.
We need some of these.
They hear us on the first floor. I think vibration probably. Mm-hmm. My husband used to turn the news on in the morning, but I'm not ready for this one.
Yeah.
But I think the squirrels heard it. And if you ignored them, then they climbed up on the screen. And they do it. They'll do it in my office. I think this is quiet when I'm on my feet. I mean, what are they hearing when I'm in my office? It's quiet.
Yeah.
But they see you, and then they'll do that. I was on a conference call in the morning a few days ago, and that's the problem with working at home. I mean, if you have kids or pets, it's like,
oh yeah, you can't hide.
And I thought I could hide because I don't really have kids or pets, but then that thing is in the window, and I'm trying not to react to it because I'm on the phone, and it's So we are trained by the seagull and the squirrels. We are trained.
Yeah, you know your purpose here. It's important.
They've got it figured out. But I guess maybe they help get me through, right? I mean, we're stuck here in the winter, and so are they. And
yeah, but they get. So no, what? Oh, okay. So Jeff is the seagull.
Jerry.
Oh God.
Come on, Francine. Jerry.
I was gonna say, what happens to Jerry when you're not here? But you've been here. No, but then you were in Florida.
No, we've taken lots of trips. Not lots, but we've been away for a good period of time. How are they alive? I don't know. Where did they go? I don't know.
Well, maybe they have other people that they're showing their nuts to.
They cheat on us.
Cheat on us. Your pets are cheating on you to survive. But then they come back to you.
Well, duh.
Well, you've got a whole banquet for them.
You saw how big that jar of peanuts was.
Yeah.
And those are, I ordered those online. They're roasted. They're not salted.
I was going to say they're special organic.
They're not. But if I go to Whole Foods and nuts get stale or something, if they've been around too long, yeah, it doesn't escape me that I'm taking out this thing of walnuts that says $8.99 on it, and I'm feeding it to them. I'm like, motherfuckers. $9 worth of walnuts.
Yeah, they know. They know where the good stuff is. That's why they come back.
Can I tell you a really quick story?
Yes. No, tell me no stories.
This is before our treatment. It's 5 summers ago or something. I think, I don't know if we were feeding the squirrels yet. I don't think they had us trained yet, but they were starting. I just had a girlfriend in Marblehead. She was at the farmer's market, and we were having a visit. She came over for a little bit. She gave me peaches from farmer's market. Awesome. And I put the peaches with the rest of the non-organic, non-farmer's market food, whatever, the grocery store fruit.
Oh, no.
In the old days, the squirrels didn't just hang on the screen. They would chew holes in it.
Oh, no.
And stupidly, or before they trained me, I would have the kitchen window open all night. We don't have AC in that big, beautiful house. So I had the kitchen window, the window open, the screen down. And one morning I heard a ruckus early in the morning in the kitchen, and I come in and he freezes and I freeze.
Well, he's on the counter?
Yeah. And it looked like
Bandit?
A friggin' explosion. Now, that was probably Bandit. It was an explosion!
Oh, the peaches.
And funny, though, he knew to... They've done this... They have done that a couple times since, and they panicked. But this time, he went right back out the hole in the window that he chewed. So he knew to do that. And he got out quick. And... there was a little bite taken out of the apple, a little bite taken out of an orange, like little tester bites, and he ate. He decimated the farmer's market peaches.
Oh my God, how many were there?
Well, first of all, they're not very delicate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, she wouldn't have given me more than, say, 5 or
I was
like
going to say even 1 peach for a squirrel seems like an excessive amount of food.
Yeah. Whenever they eat 2 handfuls of peanuts, I think, I can't even eat 2 handfuls of peanuts. And here. It was so disgusting. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like shit everywhere. It's like it got flung. But he only cared about the peaches. And how did he know? How does he know?
They don't smell like pesticides.
They were tomatoes, maybe. They were were tomatoes in there too, and he did one bite of a tomato. Anyway, motherfucker. So we got hip to that, and then we had to close all our windows, and I could still show you. They'll still do it here and there. We have holes in our screens on the first floor.
Little fuckers.
Fuckers.
But I guess, yeah, I'm thinking you probably, even when it's hot, you don't need air conditioning in that house as long as you can keep the windows open, or you do. Because you're right on the water here. It doesn't, and you have your breezeway. You must always have a breeze. Life is a breeze.
No.
No, it gets
Dog
sweltering.
days are just that, even here.
Okay.
And I suffered, it's delightful that I discovered the Fountain of Youth. Even at age 55, with a full course of chemo in me, I was still getting my period. And sometime like it took about halfway through the second course, it's finally stopped.
Okay.
And I guess even though it probably should have stopped before then, technically my hormones were pretty much cut off quick, even though, that should have happened organically. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be CVS buying tampons when I'm 80. This is how it feels. Like, oh my God. And I even had an ablation to do. Oh my God, why? And I didn't have kids. What's the point? So I started hot flashing in, midwinter, February, March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I know? It's severe to me. I suppose it is to anybody. But it's possible that when you get cut off, instead of nature taking its course, that it might even be a little more abrupt. And this summer, so bad.
Oh no.
And the thing is, I've always been cold. Like, I'm always cold.
Yeah.
That is no longer.
But you wish you still had that cold cap.
Well, for fashion, mostly.
Yeah, I do.
Obviously, to enhance my outfit.
I was thinking, why wouldn't they just, make it with, a sequin cover? Or remember those old-timey bathing caps?
With
right, with the flowers, the
side?
plastic flowers. Yeah. And, bright neon colors.
I would do it. What's with that helmet gray battlefield? Why?
Adult home.
Adult
yeah.
home.
Why not give it a little flair?
But come to think of it, since you own it, I should have done that. I maybe was not in the headspace at the time. Who knows? But that's so great. Or at least make a choice. You can have green, and you can have pink if you want.
And why not pink? Why not pink?
Yeah, pink starts to irritate you when you have breast cancer.
I believe it.
Yeah. That whole wear the ribbon, be a soldier, I don't feel that way. Not quite.
Yeah, and people, they don't really always know how to express what they're supporting. They're like, buy a ribbon to support breast cancer. I'm like, but I don't support breast cancer. What do you mean you don't support breast cancer? I'm like, well, I support breast cancer research and, taking care of people with breast cancer and, of course, breast cancer prevention, but I do not technically support breast cancer.
Thanks for having it.
Right.
Ever.
It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were we? Squirrels eating holes in screen, yeah.
So we're an hour and 17